Hello, mathematical literacy learners. So I decided that I'm going to alternate between the level 5 challenge and the level 7 challenge. And though I know that there are a lot of videos that should be out for level 7, but we're just not gonna leave, like I said, leave nobody behind. So we're doing a level 5 challenge. This is the first challenge that I posted the day yesterday. So we're gonna do that. Annexure A shows a home loan and transaction history for the period 22 September 2013 and 22 March 2014. As you can see, this is obviously a finance. So we're looking at finance. Note the period of a home loan is 20 years and a monthly administration fee remains constant throughout the period of the loan. The interest rate are changed only once during the statement period. I hope it's working, this thing of keeping the questions on here. It is very difficult, but I think it's coming out the way people had asked me to do it. I hope, because I haven't had any complaints since I started it. Anyway, the period of the home loan is 20 years. So that means that if you buy this house, you're going to be paying for 20 years, unless you decide to pay more, but we're going to go with the 20 years here. The monthly administration fee remains constant throughout the period of the loan. That means you're not just going to pay for the money to return the loan, you're also going to pay an administration fee. See that? I mean, you are the ones going to pay for the administration fee. The interest rate changed only once during the statement period. So at some point, the interest rate changed. That's fine. So we're going to look at the annexure because it says use annexure A to answer the questions that follow. And here is our annexure. Looks like I won't be able to show everything, but yeah, I think that's almost everything. So yeah, I hope you can see that. That's Boyson M. 52 Bow Street, Bloemfontein. This is the client's address, and then this is the business's address. And then we have bonded properties, stand number, and all that stuff. And then we have home loan statement as on 22 March 2014. Account summary. Okay, let's look at the account summary. So this is the loan details, registered bond amount. So this is the amount that the person borrowed for the house, which is 466,000, and then the balance outstanding. So this is what is left after the person has paid whatever it is that they had paid, and this is the amount here. Insured value. So the property is insured for 1.1 million, and then a term remaining 12 years and 4 months. So this person still has about 12 years to pay. Loan end date, they did not tell us that. I hope they don't ask us to calculate it, to come out with it. Interest, current interest rate is 7.25%. Monthly repayment breakdown. Okay, so now we're getting to the good part. Basic repayment. So this is the amount of money that is being paid towards the loan. And then this is paid for the insurance of the house or the loan. And then administration fee. The administration fee includes VAT because it's a service, and that is R5.70. So in total, this is how much the person pays. But not all of this goes to the loan repayment. Some of it goes to the administration fee. Some of it goes to insurance. So your house has to be insured, especially when you have it on a bond. Okay, notice unpaid debit orders dated 1 October 2013. Due to a bank error, the debit order was unpaid on 1 October 2013. The debit order was paid on 2 October 2013. The bank rectified the error by making an adjustment of 1 day's interest on the debit order amount to relevant accounts on 14 October 2013. The bank apologizes for the error. I just read it so that you don't, I'm not going to say I skipped something. Home loan transaction from history, 2022 September 2013, from 22 September to 22 March the following year. Okay, so there's September and there's March, and then there's a closing date balance. So we have an opening balance and a closing balance. I'm just going to look. The opening balance is 387,000, and I'm just going to go down. And the closing balance March the following year is 378,000. Didn't lower that much, did it? Even though she's paying so much. Whew. Okay, so we have interest, administration fee, and then the total she paid, and then again unpaid debit order that was corrected, and then we have house owner's insurance, interest, and then we have monthly fee, interest, monthly administration fee, debit order, interest, and all of that stuff. So I'm just going to go back to grade 10 a little bit. Bear with me. When we, some of the questions that they ask here, for example, let's look at the debit and the credit. I don't assume that debit is this and credit is that. Okay, so we have a balance here. Opening balance 300, and then the balance, there it is, right? So, and then we have 2137. So I'm just going to quickly go and look at here, and this is a loan, right? So this amount here, did it increase or did it decrease when there was interest? So it increased. So this money is adding on the loan. So every time money goes in here, it's adding on the loan. And on the credit side decreases the loan. That means she's paying on the credit side, and on the debit side, it's more costs, right? So it's more loan amounts coming in. And then that's how you figure out using the balance and the credit and the debit, right? So as you can see, debit is how much she owes. So these are the money she owes, and they are totaled at the end there. After payment, it's still total. So the debit means that she still owes all this money. See how you can figure it out without having to guess which one. Debit is this, the credit is that, because it can get different when you have a bank balance and when you have a loan balance. Okay, so we're going to go to the questions. I'm not going to move this. We're going to go to the questions. Question number 1 says, give the name of the borrower. I saw the name somewhere here. I'm going to give it to you right now, and I hope you got it when you did this question. Please make sure you do the questions before. That's why I post them. I put them out there so that you try them out. It's not about whether you got everything. It's about that stuff you didn't get. Okay, so it's right here at the top. There we go. The name is Boyson M. That is the name of the borrower. And then the next question says, state the end date, month, and year of the loan. So now we have to figure out what is the end date for the month and month of the loan. We have to figure out when will this person pay on their last year. Okay, so we have to check here. I have to make sure everything's showing. Okay, Annexure A shows a home loan statement and a transaction history for the period 22 September 2013 and 22 March 2014, right? So the period of the home loan is 20 years. And then if you come here, it says home loan statement as on 22 March 2014. So I'm going to try and use this and this information so that I can get the loan date. I said I hoped because I knew it was going to be annoying to figure it out. But, okay, fine. We're going to figure it out. Okay, so let's try. We have 22 March. They said month and year, so 2014, and then we have 12 more years, 12 years and 4 months. So let's try. Okay, 12 years and 4 months to go. Okay, so March, April, May, June, July. That's the 4 months, right? March, April, May, 22 March, 22 May, 22 June, and 22 July will be 2014, will be these 44 months here. Now from August 2014 to the following year in July, right, that will be a year. So, right, this is 1 year. Right, so I know that each time I'm going to end in July. So let's see. So from July, this time, so that'll be 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay, let me do the years. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is the end. This is 2014. So from 2014 to 2015, that'll be there. So that we're in July, and then from July 2015 to 2016, that'll be the one there. July 2017, July 2018, July 2019, July 2020, July 2021. Oh, did I skip? I skipped July 2020, 2021. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. Okay, I'm thinking 2026, July, 22 July, 2026. That's what I'm thinking. So that's how I would figure it out. Don't be afraid to use the method you would have used at home. I see that kids try to be too mathematical. The point here is not to use the most sophisticated maths, but the point is to solve a problem. So if a problem can be solved simpler, then your simple method is just fine, because the point is to solve a problem. So I'm thinking 2022 July 2026. That's what I'm going with. And then we are going to continue to the next question. I might as well use this paper to write. So 1.1.1 is Boyson. Ooh, I'm going to spell it wrong. Boyson M. And 1.1.2 is 22 July 2026. What does the question state? The end date, month and year of the loan. Okay. 1.1.3. Calculate the difference between the insured value of the property and the registered bond amount. Insured value, registered amount. Okay, we are going to look at the annexure again. So I'm going to try and keep both of them on frame. There we go. Registered value, bond amount. That's what we say. Calculate the difference between the insured value. So where is our insured property value? There it is. And the registered bond amount. There's the true. So this is just about reading. So there we go. So I'm going to say difference is equal to highest minus lowest, and then I'm just going to calculate the difference. Highest is, of course, the insured amount, 1,185,625,28 cents, minus the lowest value, rents. The lowest value there is going to be the registered bond amount, which is 466,123.00. And we keep our calculator close by. 185,625.28. Be careful here because I make a lot of mistakes. 6,123, and voila, 719,625.28 rands, and that is the difference. Determine the total administration fee payable for the whole loan period. Determine the total administration fee payable for the whole loan period. Now it says here the monthly administration fee remains constant throughout the period of loan. So how much is the amount? First, let's find out how much is a single amount. Then we'll talk about it. Okay, so single amount of administration fee is 5 francs 70. That's fine. Okay, so we know the administration fee is 5 francs 70. There it is. It's right there. Administration fee 5 francs 70. Are we happy about that? Okay, we can even read it there. It says 5 francs 70. It doesn't say excluding, including. It just says the administration fee. So we're gonna go with what we have. 5 francs 70, and then they say here, what is the total administration fee for the whole loan period? Now it says here, the period of the loan is 20 years. So they didn't say it's 19 years and 6 months. They say 20 years. So we're going to go with 20 years. So 5 rand 70 paid 20 times. Wait a minute. It's paid per month. So first I've got to calculate for 1 year. Then I'm going to get 1 year. So for 1 year, this person is paying 68 rand and 40 cents. But this is just 1 year. So now I'm going to calculate for 20 years. The loan period, the administration amount is 68 rand and 40 for 1 year, multiplied by the 20 years. I'm just going to multiply by 20 years, and hello, 1,368 rands. I thought it was going to be more than that, but okay. I'm happy it's not. On 30 January 2014, the interest rate was decreased by 0.5%. Now, before we continue to the question, remember it said the interest rate changed only once during this period. Okay, so let's go and check. What was the interest rate? It says your current interest rate is 7.25. And now they say on 30 January 2014. Now, this is 30 January here. At the end of this month, before we went to February, the interest rate was increased. Did I say increased or decreased? Was decreased. The interest rate was decreased by 0, find the interest rate used before 30 January 2014. So this is January. And as can you see that the interest here is 2,204 rands and 43 cents. And then we have 2,203 rands and 50 cents. So interest rate. Now, before we continue, we are talking words here that I need to remind you of, because this is a level 5 challenge. If it was level 7, I would have just said the difference between interest and interest rate, and I would have moved on. But with the level 5 challenge, I'm going to be a little bit more explanatory. There is the term interest. Now, interest is this amount here. It's the extra money this person is paying towards the loan, right? Because of the loan, so that the person is paying extra on top of the loan as interest, right? Okay, never mind the administration fee and all the other fees. This is just interest, which is the extra money the person has to pay because they borrowed the loan. And then we have interest rate. Interest, oh, I can spell interest now. Interest rate, right? So now here, this, as we said, this is money. Now this is a percentage. So this is the percentage or the rate we use to calculate interest, right? Interest rate is a percentage that we use to calculate interest. So a percentage is represented as a percentage most of the time. You know, percentage can be written as a fraction, so they can do whatever they want at this point. The interest rate was decreased by 0.5%. Find the interest rates used before 30 January. So this is the current interest rate. So we're going to find the previous interest rate. So interest rate would be the interest rate. So the interest rate would be, I was very tempted to say 7.25 plus, but that's not it, isn't it? Minus, but that's not it. 0.5. And then we have 7.75%. So it was 7.75 and then it was decreased by 0.5 and it ended up as 7.25. Before we continue, I want us to look at a very important thing. The interest here is that every time this person pays, they calculate a new interest on the balance, right? They don't calculate on the original loan every time. So please be careful with that as well. I forgot that. Okay. Now it says, calculate the VAT amount that is included in the monthly administration fees for 3 marks. Calculate the VAT. We said the monthly administration fee is, including VAT, R5.70. Woo-wee. Okay, so this money is VAT inclusive. What are you going to do about it? Okay, so now they're saying we don't want the VAT. Take it out. How to make VAT come out of this? So they said we want the VAT, calculate the VAT amount that is included in the administration fee. Or they want the actual VAT. Whew. Here, there's VAT plus admin fee, right? So they say we want only the VAT. So what I'm going to do is, I like to do it this way. I know there are other ways. I do not even attempt them. I like to do this. The administration fee is fine. It's 100%, right? And then on top of that, they add 15% VAT. And then you get amount. So this is administration fee without VAT. And then we add VAT and then we get 115%. And that 115% is inclusive of VAT, which is this amount. So how did we get this amount? We said this times 115% and then we got this. So what I'm going to do now is reverse that and say R5.70, which is VAT inclusive, and we divide that by 1.15. Why did I get 1.15? Remember, percentage can be written as a fraction. So 115 divided by 100 is 1.15. Hope we're happy. Then we are going to get VAT exclusive. So if I take R5.70 and I divide it 1.15, I get 4 rands and 956.521739. I won't even bother with rounding off yet. I'm just going to say R5.70, which is VAT inclusive. And then I'm going to remove the money that doesn't have VAT, which is just the administration fee alone. I get 0.74347826. Then I'm just saying, okay, the VAT is 0.74. Check this out. 4 rands and 96 cents times 15 divided by 100 is 0.74. Okay, let's continue. This is number, oh, I'm writing randomly this time. This is number 1.1.6. Okay, so we're gonna just get a piece of paper and move on. 7 says, explain the term home loan. So a loan is the money you borrow, right? But now what is a home loan? It's a money that you borrow to buy a house. That is the simplest term that I can give you. Something else, you borrow the money to buy a house. I don't know what I'm about to tell you. I've only heard of, I'm not sure, but I've heard that sometimes people borrow more than what the house is worth so that they can buy other stuff for the house. But in a matter of fact, you're borrowing the money to buy the house, and it's called a home loan. And then when you pay, they say you have a bond, so you pay a bond, and so on and so forth. So it's money that you borrow to buy a house. Choose one, 2 marks. Choose one of the following statements that correctly explains why the interest amount charged for February and March are different. Wait, let's go and check that out. Interest amount for February. There's February 1. Interest amount for February. The balance here is 382,000. Okay. And then March, the balance is 382,000. Okay, what happened? The interest rate changed, but the interest rate changed way before that. It changed at the end of January. No, the interest rate changed at the end of January, and then February and March used the same interest rate. So interest is charged on the daily outstanding balance. The amount of interest decreases monthly. So the interest is charged on the daily outstanding balance. So they calculate interest daily, and February has less days than what? Than March. That's what I'm going to go with. 1.1.9, due to bank error, the debit order was unpaid on 1 October 2013. The debit order was paid on 2 October 2013. The bank rectified the error by making an adjustment as shown in the statement. Calculate the adjustment amount. The adjustment, right? So which is 383,159.13, and then they fixed it and said 383,158.37. 383,159.13 minus 383,158.37. So the adjustment was 76 cents. So that's the answer for A here, which is 76 cents. And then we go to B. Hence, state whether this adjustment amount should be reflected as a debit or a credit. Okay, let's see. What happened? What you need to do is you need to check, did it increase or did it decrease the thingy? 58. So when we increase the loan, we write on the debit side. When we decrease the loan, we write on the credit side. So what we're going to do is, what the adjustment is going to be done on this side, and therefore it's going to decrease the balance. That's it. So it should be should it be a reflection on the debit or the credit? It should be on the credit side. Okay, so another one is calculate the amount of interest due to 1 April 2014 to be shown on the next statement. Right, so calculate the amount of interest due on 1 April 2014 to be shown on the next statement. You may use the following formula. So they're giving us a formula here that says interest is equal to balance times number of days in the month times interest rate, and then you divide it by 365. So all we have to do is just substitute to the formula. So I'm going to do that. Of times the interest rate divided by 365. So our interest is, and then we have balance. Our balance here will be 123.87, which is really ridiculous because this is the 22nd of March. I really don't know why they asked it like that. Number of days, next statement. So we calculate January, February, March, April, May. No, man, it's March. Right? So this interest that we're going to show that is being due is for March and February, March. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay, so it's going to be March, which has 31 days, and the balance at the end of March. So we calculate the interest for March this time times the interest rate with 7.25% and then 365. Okay, that kind of confused me a little bit. Calculate the amount of interest due on 1st April. So the interest that's going to be payable on the 1st of April, it is for March. So the whole days, every day in March, they were calculating the amount, and then on the 1st of April, they said, okay, here is the amount of money that you have to pay. And then, so that money is for March, and then the statement will come out then in April. Okay, cool. And the amount of money, we just have to calculate everything. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to say 7.25 divided by 100, because that's a percentage. And then I'm going to say that's 0. I'm just going to note that's 0.0725 because my memory is bad. And then I'm going to say 378,123.87 times 31 times, instead of this, I'm going to type in that 0.0725, and we have that, and then we divide that by 365, and then we have an answer which is 2,328.30. There we go. That confused me a little bit there. 1.2. So these are all, some of them I'm going to say the marks as we go along, because some of them are 2 marks, some of them are 4. Okay, let's see. Kamu is planning an event. Oh, cannot see that on the camera. Hate that when that happens. Kamu is planning an event to raise funds for a needy learners. Part of her plan is to find a suitable venue for about 200 to 300 people. She obtains quotations from 3 different service providers. Now, before we continue, we have here this word here, quotation. Documents. What is a quotation? Okay, the definition is escaping me. It's a financial document with a list of items or services. So a quotation is a list of goods or services that are to be provided, right? Or that have been requested by a client, or that the services that can be provided to a client. Now, this is not something that's already been done. It's just to tell you that this, well, if you want this is how much it will cost. Okay, so table 1 below shows the costing structure of these 3 venues. All right, so venue costing structure. Venue, Avon says their fixed rental cost is 3,000 rand. So when you rent this place, it's going to cost you 3,000 rand, but then you still have to pay per head that comes in as well. You have to pay the 3,000 on top of the 3,000. This is how much you're going to pay. Each venue has a fixed rental cost as well as a variable cost per person. So a beach hotel is 6,000 rand, but the head is 45 per person. And then castle is 11,000 and the head is 25 rand per person. So the graph represents the total cost of the 3 venues that are given on answer sheet 1, and then use the information on the table and the graph on answer sheet 1 to answer the questions that follow. Now, I know since it's digital, you don't have a way of answering the graphs and stuff, but we're just going to keep going. Explain the term variable cost in this context. So variable cost here is that the amount is not fixed. So the amount will change according to the number of people, right? So that's why it's variable. It will depend on the number of people. And then we have 1.2.2, calculate the exact total cost of renting the beach hotel venue for 230 people. Okay, so now here, they said we must use this formula. So I'm not going to worry about something else. I'm just going to use the formula. I was hoping the annexure would be on this side, but it's not. Okay, so let's go. Formula. Total cost. These days I'm not even writing what number it is equal to fixed cost plus 230. Just checking if you can still see, times variable cost. Okay, so that's what we're going to calculate. So we're calculating for which one? Exact beach hotel. Okay, let's underline that so we don't make a mistake. We're calculating for beach hotel, and there is beach hotel that we're going to calculate, just to make sure when we glance we don't take the wrong one. Okay, total cost is equal to fixed 6,000 rand plus 230 times, so we're still substituting variable cost, 45. So there's 230 people times 45 rand. Those heads are going to be costing per head 45 rand. So what I'm going to do is I'm start here first, right? I'm start here. So I'm going to say 6,000 rand plus, so we have 230 times 45, and that is 10,350 rand. With this variable cost, you see how it costs less to get the people in, but it costs more to pay the fixed deposit. Normally, if you're going to have a lot of people, it's better to just get the one that's more expensive, the venue, and less expensive the person, because you can get like, if you get like 500 to 1,000 people, it will start costing way more than that one. But I'm just saying. So we have 16,350. Now 1.2.3 says determine the cheapest venue if only 90 persons attend the venue. Okay, so that is 1.2.3a. Okay, 90 persons, and they want the cheapest one. So what you do here is you calculate for all of them. So we're going to calculate for Avon. I'm not going to write everything. I'm just going to do it in my head. And not in my head, but I'm going to follow the formula. But I'm not going to write. So it's 3,000 plus 75 rands times the number of people. So that's 90 times 75 rands. And that would be 90 times 75 plus 3,000. This one is 9,750. Then we go to Beach Hotel. I'm just writing it down to see just how fast it would be to check all of them instead of guessing. So that'll be 90 times 45 range. So now we're going to say 90 times 45 plus 6,000, and that is 10,050. So then we have the Castle Hotel, which is 11,000. Ooh, that's already expensive. Plus 90 times 25. So that's 90 times 25, 90 times 25 plus 11,000, and that will give you 13,250. How many marks is that? It's 2 marks. Okay, so now we already know the cheapest one is Avon. So the answer here will be Avon, guaranteed, no questions asked. Okay, so B says the cheapest venue, the maximum number of people that can attend the event if the total cost of the venue is 15,000 rand. Okay, now they're giving us the money and they're saying how many people can attend. Let me show you something. There's a formula here that they gave us, which is why they gave us because of this particular question. Okay, so 1.2.3b. There's a formula that says total costs in rand. Do you see that? Total cost, that's this amount here, is equal to fixed cost plus 230 times variable cost. But now we don't know the number of people. We know the total cost. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the number of people and make it unknown, or say number of people, whichever you like, number of people, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to substitute here, and you're going to say we have 15,000 rand as the total cost, and then is equal to the fixed cost here is which place? The maximum number of people that attended the event if the total cost of the venue is 15,000 rand. It's Avon. Okay, so we're going to use the fixed cost for Avon. This is weird. Why didn't they say? Plus number of people. We do not know the number of people, but we know that the variable cost at Avon is 75. So what do? This are multiplying each other, so we're going to leave it alone. We're going to take this amount and to put it on the other side. So we're going to remove the fixed cost from here. 15,000 minus the fixed cost, because the fixed cost has got nothing to do with the number of people, right? And then we will have 12,000 is equal to unknown times 75 rands. And then we're going to divide by 75 this side, divide by 75 that side, and then our number of people is going to be 160 people. Number of people that can attend the event if the total cost of the venue is 15,000. So we have 160 at Avon. Now we're going to do Beach Hotel. So what now? It's the same formula for everything. So now we know you have to remove the what? You have to remove the fixed cost, because it doesn't have anything to do, right? So now the next one with Beach Hotel, what we're going to do is we're just going to say the cost is 15,000 minus the fixed cost, which is 6,000, and then we divide that by 45, and we get 200 people here. Okay, so there's 200 people here. And then we're going to go to Castle, and we're going to say Castle 15,000 minus the 11,000 I don't know what I did. 15,000 minus the 11,000, which is the fixed cost. Wait, why do I keep getting it wrong? And then we left 4,000. Then we divide that by 25 and we'll get 160 people at the castle. You see, so the maximum number is, of course, 200 people. For 2 marks. That takes a lot. I feel like that should be more than 2 marks because you have to go through all the calculations to get it. Okay, Kumu sells the tickets for 150 rands. Draw the income graph for the sale of up to 200 tickets in the same grid as the total cost graph. Okay, so we're selling the tickets for 200 rand, for 150 rands, and we're going to sell all the way to 200 tickets. So let's see. I think I have the graph here. I do. Let's just copy the information because I can't go back and forth. They said the ticket is 150 rand and we must go all the way to 200. How many? 200 tickets. Okay. Oh, this is not the one. Definitely not the one. Okay. Oh, there we go. They say we must go all the way to 200 tickets. Okay. I'm just going to go back. So we copy all the information. I wanted to see the graph first. There it is. Okay, so draw. Kumu sells the tickets for 150 rand each. Draw the income graph for the sale of up to 200 tickets. So a ticket is 150 rand. So one ticket would be, if we don't sell anything, we don't make any money. Isn't that clear? So I know the graph starts here. If we don't sell any tickets, we don't make any money. But what happens if we sell 50? 150 times 50, and we have 7,500. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Okay. 5, 6, 7,500 will be somewhere here. Okay. And then what if we sell 100 tickets? 150 times 100. Whoa, 15,000. So that's 10, 10, and I almost threw it on the wrong place. 15,000 there. What if we sell 150? That's 150 times 150. That's 22,500. So that's 150. Just checking if I throw it on the right place. Okay. 150 is 22,500. That's 20, 21, 22, 22,500. What if we sell 200 tickets? 30,000. Alright, that's why the same must end there. Because 25,000 is here and 30,000 is right here. Wait, am I going on the right line? Oh, there it is. It's the right line. There it is. No, it's wrong. Wait, let me go again. I don't have a ruler. What am I going to do? I don't have a ruler. It's here. There we go. It's right there. I was dotted it on the wrong place. Whew. Dodged the bullet there. So now you take a ruler and you just join your dots. Make sure it's a straight line. And there you go. Very last question. Calculate the total profit to be made if she rents the castle venue and pays for 250 people but sells only 194 tickets. That is a nightmare. I'm not going to read the graph. We can't get the answer from the graph. I'm going to do the calculations. I will assume that you can read it from the graph on yourself. Okay. From the memo. Hopefully I put up the memo. Don't remember. Okay, so let's go. Calculate the total profit to be made if you... Okay, income. Let's start with the income. How much does she make? Income. She made 150 times. How many people? 194. Let's see. 150 times 194, that's 29,100. Adorable money there. Okay, now let's calculate the cost. Total cost is equal to 11,000, which is the fixed cost there at castle, plus 194. She paid for 250. Oh, 250 people times 25. 250 times 25, that's 6,250 plus 11,000, and that is 17,250, and therefore now we have 29,100 minus 17,250. That is 11,850 profit. Okay, so one of the ways to compare the purchasing power of one country's currency to another country's currency is to compare the local price of common items that are available in all the countries. So the average local price of a Big Mac burger and a 2-liter Coca-Cola, as well as the exchange rates, are given in Table 4 and in Annexure D. Okay, I'm going to get Annexure 4 and Table D. Okay, guys, we have our Annexure 4, Table D. Table 4, Annexure D. There we have it. So Table 4 in Annexure D says average local price of a Big Mac burger and a 2-liter cola with exchange rates as on 30 April 2016. So we have the countries, South Africa, exchange rates. I don't know why there's nothing. A Coca-Cola is 16 Rand, a Big Mac is 50 Rand, a Big Mac burger price in Rand is 50 Rand. Okay. And then we have Brazil. 1 Brazilian real equals 4,14 South African rands. 1 Brazil, what does that mean? When it comes to calculations, I'm going to do that. Why am I panicking? Because I can't find my pen. I don't know what I did with my pen. Okay, there it is. Okay, so what does that mean in terms of calculation? I'm going to take a piece of paper. It means that when I'm doing my calculations, this is a conversion factor. 1 Brazilian real, I don't know how you write a Brazilian real, is equal to 4,14 South African rands. So that's how I'm going to do my calculations. And then I'm just going to say is equal to, if I'm changing rands, I'm going to write the rands this side. If I'm changing reals, Brazilian, I'm going to change this. And one of them is going to be my unknown. The one I don't know, I'm trying to find out. So that's what it means in calculations. So we have here exchange rates in rupees. Rupees 262, and then that is 56 rand. So they want to know what is 1 rupee in rands, right? So what we do is we're going to say this time, instead of saying 1 rupee is equal to, we're going to say how many rupees do we have that are 56 rand. We say, oh, why am I doing it like this? We're going to say we know that 267 rupees will give us 56 rands and 7 cents. And then we say how many rupees is how much? 1 rupee is equal to how much? And then we do our calculation. Cross multiply and you get 1 rupee. How much 1 rupee is. Okay. So that is our conversion table here for exchange rates. And then we're going to go to the questions. Right. The questions say, for 2 marks, identify the country that has the strongest currency in comparison to the rand. 1 Brazilian is equal to 4 rands and 14 cents. 1 Egyptian is 1 rand 60. That seems to be close to each other. 1 South African rand is 0.46 Chinese yuan. The yuan is stronger, but it's not as strong as the other ones, because this one, 1 Egyptian, 1 rand 60. South African rands. You're still paying more for the Egyptian. And then 1 euro, this one's a lot. This one's way more expensive. 1 New Zealand dollar is 9 rand. Woo! Why? 1 South African rand is almost 10 cents Singaporean dollar. That's not good. 1 United Arabs is equal to 3.87 rands. Woo! Why? 1 South African rand equals to 0.04. That is the strongest. I must go with that one. It's the British pound. Because here the dollar is 0.7. You're getting more of the dollar than the British pound, but still, it's still strong, but it's not as strong as the British pound. So the answer here is that the British pound is the strongest of all of them. Don't be like me and read from the wrong side. You read here. This is where you're going to see it. Right? Calculate in the price in rands of the 2 liter in the United States. $1.94. How much is $1.94? We're going to use this. Don't use the conversion that you know now. Use the one that's on the question paper. Okay, so we said that it says here 1 South African rand is equal to, and then we're going to go with 0.07 US dollars, like that, right? So that's the conversion factor. Then I'm gonna write is equal to. Now we have a Coca-Cola that's $1. Remember, we wrote the dollars this side, and now we're saying $1.94, and we do not know the price in rands, and then cross multiply. So I'm gonna say 1 rand times $1.94 is equal to what we don't know multiplied by $0.070. And then I'm just going to divide by $0.07 and this side as well, because the opposite of multiply, $0.070, and then I'm going to get the answer. $27.71. We round off to 2 decimal because money has 2 decimals. Whew, let's move on. I'm getting a headache. I need to rest, but that's fine. We're just going to finish this question. Next up is determine the missing value A and the missing value B. The value of one of the Indian rupee in rand. Let's go back. Oh, there's B and A. So let's start with A. A is the simplest one. Let's start with A. €1. I do not know how to, the symbol for euro, I can't remember it, is equal to 16 rands and 28 cents. And then we need to know how much is this money in euros so that we know how much it is in the European lens. I don't know if that's the case. Okay, so unknown, and then just cross multiply, right? So €1 times 113.98. That's what these lines mean, right? So is equal to unknown times 16 rands and 28 cents. Because unknown is going with this and they multiply each other, we're going to go ahead and divide by 16.28, and that cancels that. And then what we did that side, we divided by 16.28. And now we can get our unknown. What is our unknown? And we get the answer. 1 times 113.98 divided by 16.28. I'm going to get a bit impatient because of my 7,001228.501, and then I'm going to round off to 2 decimal. That's 7,00 euros. I'm getting impatient because I've got a headache. Okay, so we're going to go to B. Now B is this one here. Let's find out how much. It said it's 1 Indian rupee in rand. They want to know how much is 1 Indian rupee in rand. Okay, I'm going to utilize this space and save trees. Okay, so that one is, they're saying here that we have how many rupees? 267 for a beggar. And if you convert that to South African rands, it'll be 56 rands and 7 cents. They practically gave us the answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, we know we want 1 rupee, right? We know 1 rupee. We just don't know how much 1 rupee is. Okay, then we just cross multiply, and then that will be rupees, 267 of them multiplied by our unknown is equal to 1 rupee times 56.07. Right, and then our unknown is with this. So what we're going to do is, well, this looks like a 5. Is we're going to divide this part by 267 rupees, and then on this side as well, 267 rupees. And then our unknown will equal to 1 times 56.07 divided by 267. 0.21 rupees. No, rands. So what is happening here is that I like to use the cross multiplication because then I don't have to guess or try to figure out, do I divide by this? Do I multiply by this? The cross multiplication tells me what to do. Okay, we're going to look at our next question. Let's just check how many marks is our next question. Our next question has how many marks? 5. Oh, we've already done that. Determine the simplified ratio of the Singapore price of a Big Mac burger to a Coca-Cola. Okay. 3 marks. Okay, for 3 marks, they are saying they want us to come up with the ratio, and then we must simplify the ratio. I've lost my pencil, so I'm going to get another one. Come on. It's rolling away from me. Okay, pencil here. They say they want a ratio, but this ratio must be simplified. So you can't simplify a ratio if you don't have it. First, get the ratio. Where are we looking at? We're looking at Singapore prices of a Big Mac and a Coca-Cola. Okay, let's go to Singapore. Woo! There we are. We arrive in Singapore. We look at a Coca-Cola, which is I keep calling it a Coca-Cola, which is 2.5 Singaporean dollars. I hope I'm saying it right. Oh, it's written there, Singaporean dollar. Okay, so the first one, we'll start with a Big Mac, not a burger, Big Mac. So they want a Big Mac first. So we're going to say 5.4. That's right, the ratio. The question says start with a Big Mac and then a Coca-Cola. Okay, so we're going to be careful with that. It says start with a Big Mac. Singaporean dollar is $8 is to 2.50. I have no idea why I wrote this as I have no idea why I wrote this as time here, but that is what we did. Okay, now if you have a scientific calculator, this is simple. There's a button somewhere here on your scientific calculator where you just write the 8 and then you write the 2.5, press the button, write the 2.5, and it gives you your simplified version. So it will tell you that it is 16 is to 5, right? But me, I do not have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to say 8 divided by 2.5, and it says 3.2, so that's not going to happen. So I'm going to start from small. I'm going to say 8 divided by 0.5, and that is 16. So I know 0.5 is going to go there. Is 2, and then I'm going to say 2.5 divided by 0.5, and that is 5, and then I'm done. Simplified. And we're moving on with the headache and everything else. Okay, so we are going to look at 5.5. For 5.6, to find the term median. Median is a number in the middle of the whole data, which gives us the central tendency. That is the median. Use the price in rand for the Big Mac to do the following. Arrange the data in ascending orders. So we're going to use this to arrange the data in ascending order, calculate the mean price, and then we're going to use it to calculate the mean price. So let's arrange the data in ascending order. So we'll say arrange the data in descending order. Okay, let's start with the biggest. 95, 118. Yes, that's the one. 118.75. I'm just going to leave the rands just to save for space. And then we have 113. And then the next one, I think you're seeing where this is going. So up until you get to, no, let's do it. It's got commas, so let's do it. 113, and then we have 99, and then 95. So we have 99. Is there any other 99? No. So we're going to go with 99.30. And then we have 95. There's 95 here and then 95. So this is the biggest 95. So we're going to have 95.57. And then we have 95.22. And then we're going to go to 92. There's 92.88. And I hope I didn't skip anything. 95.22. We did that. So we're going to go back now and look for any 70, 80, no, nothing, less 80, 84.21, and then we're going to go 69, 69.57, and then we're going to go 62, 62.4, and then we're going to go with 57, 56.07, and then we're going to go with 50. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think I got all of them. And then we're going to do the next one, says calculate the mean. Normally what students do is when they're told to calculate the mean, they get the median. They're told to get the median, they get the mean. Mean has a formula, which is the total or the sum of the data divided by the number of data. So you take all of this, you add it. So you're going to say 118.75 plus 113.96. You don't have to do it in order. You can just copy it from here. I'm just doing it because it's faster when I look at here. 3 plus 95.57 plus 95.22 plus 92.88 plus 84.21 plus 69.57 plus 62.40 plus 56.07 plus 50, and all of that is divided by 11, and then you add these, you get 11 divided by 11, you get your mean, not the median. The median is then that's where you look for the number in the center. You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that becomes the median.